Please don't sit next to me, okay? You guys are too weird. But it turns out they are aliens from another planet. So this guy has disguised himself as a 5th grade boy. He hasn't got the details very good. He likes Dora the Explorer and My Little Pony. Another one has disguised himself as a 5th grade girl named Jennifer, who loves wrestling. And the most clueless alien of all has disguised himself as Major Fluffy, the class hamster. So the other very, very weird thing about the Spaceheads is that they have learned most of what they know about Earth from watching television. And they believe everything they see on TV, and they believe all ads. So when they come to Earth, they're looking for the Burger King. And they're looking for Dora and SpongeBob, hoping they will help. They also are a little confused about some things. Like, have you ever seen the Charmin toilet paper commercial? The one where it has the big red and blue bears? Like, imagine if you were an alien, you would not know what toilet paper is really for. And like the Spaceheads, you might think Charmin is to make bears happy. Because they give the toilet paper to the one bear and says, Charmin, it's ultra strong. And he goes, yeah. And then they give it to the other bear and he says, Charmin, it's ultra soft. And the bear goes, yeah. And then they give it to the little bear and he's like, yeah. And that's the end. So you can be like Spaceheads, you have to help them. And in fact, if you have any other questions about Spaceheads, it's all explained in Chapter 5, which may be the finest chapter. It's certainly the finest chapter I've ever written. And it's probably the finest chapter in this whole library. I would really put it up against anything. It's pretty brilliant. You want to hear it?
Yeah!
Okay, you talked me into it. That was quick. So, they're walking on the playground, and Michael K. is trying to get away from the Spaceheads. But then, they hear the hamster. Major Fluffy says, eek, eek, eek. And Bob said, oh, that's right. You are the leader of the whole expedition. You should explain what's going to happen. So Chapter 5 explains everything about the Spaceheads. And it goes something like this. Eek, eek, said Major Fluffy. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, eek. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, 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 week, week, squeak. Squeak, squeak, eek. Eek, squeak, eek, squeak, squeak, eek, eek. No, that's not even the best part. Eek, 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 eek. Squeak, 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 eek. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Eek, 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 eek. Eek, 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 eek. Squeak, squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Eek, eek, squeaky, eek, eek, squeaky, eek, eek, squeaky. Eek, eek, eek. Eek, eek. Oh, squeak, squeak. Eek, eek, squeak, squeak, squeak. Eek, eek. Yes, it goes on for an entire chapter. Major Fluffy eeking and squeaking. And the really good news is, Major Fluffy speaks many languages. So in book 2, a dog comes up to Major Fluffy and says, woof, woof. And Major Fluffy looks at him and says, woof, woof. Bark, bark, slobber, slobber. Slobber, slobber, woof, woof, bark, bark. Bark, 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 woof, 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 woof. Slobber, slobber, tail wag, tail wag. And that's a whole chapter. And then in book 3, which I haven't even written, I've written Chapter 5, where Fluffy speaks to Michael K.'s little sister. And guess what he says to her? Goo goo ga ga ga. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 ga ga goo goo. And it's a whole chapter of goo goo ga ga. I don't even know where we're going to go for book 4. And then so there are going to be 4 books in the Spacehead series. And it's actually a weird multimedia event because half of the story is told in the book. The other half is told online. So it's actually a tricky way to teach kids media literacy by using it in a goofy way.